Okay, I'm recording now. So I'm Sarah Boldman. I've been a coach for 6.5 years. Sarah Bry, she'll do more of her introduction in a minute, but she's the other coach who's been coaching for quite a long time as well, and she'll share a little bit about her story. And then I think everyone, I don't know, Lori, if you're in our Knockout Summer group or not, but anyway, some of the women in here are in that group as well. So I don't know if you guys would know each other, but, and then Nicole I've known for a long time in a lot of different capacities. So, but anyway, so like I said, I'm Sarah. I've been doing this for 6.5 years. In the beginning, when I started as a person who just wanted to lose some baby weight. Cole, who is now 7, was 1. Of course, I had like 10, 15 pounds, just a little bit of baby weight I wanted to lose. My friend to a fitness program, which, you know, I was like, okay, I'm gonna mute everyone, sorry, so we don't have any background noise. And at first I was like, no, you know, I did P90X, I really liked it, I can do this again on my own. And then I found out about this nutrition program that went along with 21 Day Fix, and I hemmed and hawed on it, and then ended up doing it. And I couldn't believe how quickly weight started falling off. And so it was one of those things where I was going to work and people were like, what are you doing? Why is the weight falling off you so quickly? And so I was like, this is what I'm doing. And I was referring everyone to my coach and just saying, hey, I've got new customers for you. Here you go. She's like, why? Why don't you just make money on this? I'm like, what do you mean? You know, so I then inquired and then decided to enroll as a coach, and really kind of hit it hard with fitness coaching for a long time. And my business took off really quickly, enough where I matched my teaching income within 6 months. And like, it was really exciting. And then we made a decision to move to Michigan. And that really, I, to this day, still attribute it to Beachbody coaching, because we had the financial means to do so. To be able to make that transition with 3 kids at the time, you know, it's really scary to be able to uproot your kids, sell a house, buy a house, you know, and we didn't have jobs yet. So it was one of those things that helped bridge that for us. And so financially, it really was a huge blessing. I still am grateful to God every day that I enrolled as a coach just for that simply alone, because I met my husband in Chicago. We lived out there, but I wanted to move back near my family for a long time. And this gave me the avenue to do so. So that was wonderful. Moved here, found out with surprise baby number 4, like huge surprise baby, like crying. I found out at work kind of thing. I'm a school social worker. I was at my kindergarten building, and I just had a feeling, and this was the dumbest thing. I went to the Rite Aid, and I don't know if it was the Rite Aid or CVS, whatever, and went and bought a test and took a test at school, and it was positive. So I'm in my office crying, call my husband, and he's like, Sarah, it's a blessing, be great, whatever. And I was like, I almost had to go home. I was not, anyway. So huge surprise baby number 4 came. And this was before we had bought our house. We were kind of like in between houses, whatever. So that happened. And now he's wonderful, love him. He's almost 4 now. And since then have purchased a house, and we're very, you know, stable here, and everything. And then I decided to, you know, kind of veer off a little bit and do some life coaching, because there's so much with Beachbody. I learned through the years that for me, Beachbody is from the inside out. It really is. You have to, it's not just about changing your body. It's not about, like, anyone can do a fitness program and follow a nutrition plan and have results, but sustainability is really from the mindset. And Sarah and I really connect really well on that, because we both kind of have that same mindset. We really focus our energy on helping people from the inside out. So I focused a lot of energy on life coaching, and now I kind of do a combination of the two. That's just my own personal story. So I try to encapsulate both. Sometimes I do a full-on fitness group, it's just fitness, and then sometimes I'm going to do a little bit of mindset with it, and sometimes I just do mindset. So that's kind of where I am right now. I still love Beachbody. Like, I love the programs, 10 rounds. Tomorrow's the last day of it, and I've loved it. My son's been doing it with me. He likes the lifting days. He doesn't like the kickbox or the boxing days, because, you know, it requires a little bit of mental energy there, but I love the challenges. It's been fun. And there's always something new. So that's a little bit about me. and my story. So you can see with a business, it's really whatever you want to make it. You know, you can go full force in it. You can decide to do it a little bit here and there. You can kind of tiptoe in it, test it out, and see what fits for you. And you can make it what you want it to be, whatever your focus is, whatever your passion is. Like I said, mine, you know, being a school social worker and having like the counseling, clinical counseling in my background, of course, that's where my mind is always, you know. And so it just is a natural fit for my focus to kind of be about the whole person. So as we go through this, we're going to cover some topics that, you know, over the years we've noticed what are the most important areas that people have questions in their minds about when they're kind of considering this. So we hope to answer the questions for you. But as we go through this, I just want you to consider this in your mind, and you can share in the chat or whatever if you'd like to, your thoughts on this. But what excites you the most about starting sort of like a home business or starting something on your own? And then what is your greatest hesitation? So those are really important questions to be really clear about when you're making an informed decision about starting something for yourself. And I really want you to keep in mind, this is for you. And this, let me just back up and say, that's part of the reason why I've stuck with this, because as a mom, you know, sometimes you get kind of, and nothing wrong with this, being just in this mom role, and you really need something for yourself. And this really has filled that role for me, that this is for me, and I feel a lot of pride and enjoyment, and obviously the connections with others. So so just think about those things. What excites you the most? What's your greatest hesitation as we go along? I'm going to pass it along to Sarah. She can tell you a little bit about herself, and then she has some things she wants to share as well. And just don't mind me, I like to drink a little wine at night.
No judgment. No judgment with your wine. I had a blueberry Stoli and soda, but it's gone. So I'm sticking here. Gosh, we're similar in the fact that Sarah and I both have played sports our whole lives. I've always loved fitness. I was kind of cruising along in life. I'm a third grade teacher. I just finished year 19. I have 3 kids, and so I'm cruising along in life, married, kids, house, and then a blow happened to me. And I look back now and I'm like, it could be worse, right? Like, so I'm going to keep it in perspective. But at the time, I went through a divorce, and that was really the most devastating thing for me. I really grieved. That was it was 5 years ago, but I've been coaching for 5 years, almost 5 years. And that was devastating. I really lost myself. I didn't know what to do when I didn't have my kids. I learned that I was wrapped up in really being their mom and being a teacher and being there for everyone else. And I didn't know how to love myself, or really was scared to even support myself financially. So when I started coaching, I had a love of fitness. What I didn't have was the emotional fitness. I didn't have the mental fitness. I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have energy. My nutrition was down the toilet. I mean, I just, all of those things I was struggling with. And I was at a point where my house was up for sale, and my main goal was to keep my kids in the house. And I couldn't do it on my teaching salary alone. So I thought, I'm going to jump into coaching. I could have gotten a job. I needed another job if I was going to stay in the home. I could have gotten one. I had offers at restaurants and stores and other at-home businesses, like selling wine and jewelry. And I really was looking for something where I could grow as a person, because I needed that. I knew I needed something I needed to invest in myself. And lo and behold, I'd been watching this woman for about 7 months share her journey. And I'm like, God, I want to feel how she feels. I want to have energy, and I want to feel surrounded by this community of women that are also into personal growth. So I was really looking for that personal growth, but also something I could do from home. So I thought, why not? I'm gonna dive into this. So when I started coaching 5 years ago, at that time, the real decision I made was to move forward with my life. And my life wasn't changing for the better. I was focusing on a lot of negatives. So I made a decision the day I signed up to start moving forward. And there was no turning back. I didn't have a plan B. I didn't want to stay stuck in the past. Not that I don't still visit that, but my initial goal in becoming a coach, I had 3 of them. It was to heal mentally and emotionally. It was to feel my best physically because I did not have the nutrition in place. And it was really to support my babies financially. My kids, when I started, they're 15, 13, and 10. So when I started, they were 10, 8, and 5. Um, so I was a full-time teacher. I had, and really, in a nutshell, and what I hope you hear, the message you hear tonight, it quickly became evident to me. Can you guys still hear me? It's saying my connection's unstable. You're good? Okay. It quickly became evident to me that my mission and passion, I gained a lot of energy and passion from helping others. And I took out the I, like I need money, I need nutrition, I need to be physically fit, I need to be emotionally stable, and I made it a we. And when I made it a we and began to help other men and women do the same, I really never looked back. I mean, it's really hard not to pay it forward for me. I just was ignited. It's hard not to pay it forward when you're changing your own life. So, I mean, that's really why I've stuck with it. I don't know if I wasn't a coach, if I would have stuck with all of these facets. I know I would have been active. I know I would have exercised, but I don't know if I would have stuck with the exercise, nutrition, the personal growth that I'm doing, and the helping others if I wasn't a coach. So it's that idea of reaching one more woman this week and helping them feel what I feel and leaning in with them to do the work they need to do together to just really improve their life in whatever area they need. Even women who feel content and women who feel, I'm in a good place, will jump into these groups and gain something. And that's what I thrive off of. And that's why I'm here tonight. Lori is in my downline, but I don't have other challengers. And Sarah's like, do you want to wait until you get someone on to be a coach? I'm like, no, let's do this, because it's not about me. It's about you guys. And it's about how we can help you move forward and kind of be your wing woman in doing that. And I love the idea. When I got divorced, I lost a lot of friends. At least I felt that way from my perspective, whether I pushed them away or not. And this community has just kind of reinvigorated me and given me just a renewed faith. And I know it's lasting because it's been 5 years. So that's a little bit about my story and really why I started and why I'm still here. Sorry, my dog keeps scratching at the door.
My turn, Sarah.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So I'm just going to talk about a few things that people in the past have brought up to me that I just want to address, and hopefully it will answer some questions that might be at the back of your mind. Some things that people talk to me about sometimes is like, this is a common one. I am not a fitness person. I'm not been trained in this area. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not, those type of things. And this is not actually what that is. And I want to kind of debunk that right now. Being a coach, really, we are providing a venue with tons of resources to be able to reach your goals. Now, Emily and Teresa, I know, just firsthand with the group we're in, you guys have been doing phenomenal, like getting great results. Like you're doing that on your own. I've given you the tools. We've got a group. You guys are running with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not teaching you the moves. I'm not teaching you those things. I'm doing it along with you. Like I'm doing the program with you and stuff. But, that's the difference is we have the tools, and you don't have to be a fitness instructor. You don't have to even be at your goal weight to be a coach, because I think what's more important is that you're connecting with people. You connect with someone and, you're kind of doing it together. You know what I mean? So that's really not important. that's not really important at all. We have, Sarah and I have gone to the conventions every year, and because Beachbody has conventions every year, and they have quarterly, it's all optional, but there's always people of all different fitness levels that are like the top coaches. It's incredible, and it's really cool because it's not about looking, it's more about the inside, what we're doing for ourselves as women and men. There are some men coaches, not many. I should say it's growing, but I would say we're predominantly a women focused business. That's not to mean that the men piece isn't growing, but we're all like empowered women. And so that's really the focus, is about growing ourselves emotionally and just being the best we can be. Is kind of what I like to focus on. I also, one of the other things I want to point out that's been really huge for me, is just the community. Sarah kind of touched on it a little bit, but it's not just about like our challenge groups. Like it's about like the coaches on my team. We've become really good friends. Like Sarah and I, we live relatively close to each other. So we don't just talk Beachbody. Like we get together, you know what I mean? Like we'll do things together, and sometimes I'll call her if I've got any, you know what I mean? We've just become friends, really good friends. And same with some other coaches on our team, and challengers too. I have a lot of people that, it just has created a different sort of community that I can't really explain, because we all kind of have a similar vision of what we want for ourselves, because we do focus on that personal development. Obviously we want the best for ourselves and our mind, body, and in our inner being. I always want to say mind, body, soul, because that's like my life coaching thing, but it's true, it's that whole person. So that piece of it has been, I would say, an underdog. When I first became a coach, I didn't realize that piece was something I really needed. And I was happy, like Sarah said, I was a content married woman of 3, busy with kids and work and stuff like that, but I didn't realize how much I kind of needed this piece of my life that's totally different from the family. Like this is my little baby, separate from my actual babies. But it really is something that fulfills me. And then obviously the accountability. I mean, you can't beat accountability. There's tons of studies out there that people get the best results when they have accountability. So we help provide that accountability for people, and that's immeasurable. I really feel like it's just something that you can't put into words. Just being someone that's available for someone and being able to help them reach whatever goal they want to reach. And really, again, it's just like being providing the tools. And what's really cool, as a side note, is as coaches, Beachbody provides all the tools. They provide everything, like training, challenge group guides, although sometimes we create our own, which is just kind of the fun creative side. They've got nutrition stuff. They've got on their website, when you become a coach, I mean, you get your website when you become a coach, and they give you everything you need. And then with our teams, I put it in quotation marks because you're your own business, but we're also part of a team. We have a team where we have a couple different pages where we provide, sort of trainings in there, all optional. Nothing's ever required. There's never like you have to reach this goal or whatever. Then we have calls every, I don't know, we try to do it weekly, but it ends up being like 2-3 times a month. And then sometimes we see each other in person. So it's one of those things where there's just so many pieces to it. And when you become a coach, it's pretty much handed to you on a silver platter, which is great. So that's definitely a bonus of that. Sarah, you're next on some common objections or some thoughts or questions people have.
Yeah, I have notes I'm looking at too. So I don't know if you are willing to share in the chat, or you want to unmute yourself, on what your questions or hesitations are, or objections, I guess, as I'm talking. Please feel free to do that, because the goal is that we address those. I can share with you my objections when I started. So what was stopping me from coaching, and why I just was an onlooker for 7 months. But you might have an objection running through your head that we would also like to address or clarify if we can. But my objections, my number one objection, I shouldn't say number one, but it was time. And I hear that a lot. I don't have time coach. When I started my business, I didn't necessarily add to my plate. I spent less time doing other things. And so I have a full-time job. I have 3 kids who needed, kids need you throughout the day. But I gave up some other things. I gave up my Netflix when I started. I gave up some TV, and I gave up sleeping in, and I would go to bed a little earlier. I gave up those projects and activities that didn't bring me closer to my goals. So instead of watching a Netflix show, I would work out. And then I would check in the team page and maybe do 15 or 20 minutes of learning the business in the evening after I put my kids to bed. So the bottom line, I sacrificed the time to build my business because my family to me and my why was worth it. But time doesn't have to be. What was so appealing about this is the time is something you choose. You decide how much time and energy you want to put into this. You would sit down with Sarah and talk about your goals and then what that might look like and how much time that might be. Right now I'm working because I'm teaching. School has really, we're doing distance learning. So I'm working 1 to 2 hours a day, probably on the business. And a lot of times that includes my workout. Early on, it was more because I wanted to build and grow. So the time piece, you're not reporting to a boss, you are the boss. And I liked that. I didn't have to ask for sick days. I didn't have to say, oh, my child has a baseball game. I need the time off. So for me, instead of using time as an objection, I used it as a reason to work the business. Because really, if you choose to run with this, if you choose to grow, if you choose to do some simple activities consistently, you will put time in early on, but then you will have freedom of time later. And that's just how it works in network marketing. And so the idea of having that freedom of time became a reason I should do this. So check that one off the list. I couldn't use that as an excuse anymore. So then I said, okay, but I don't have the money. And legit, you guys, I did not have the money. I was counting pennies and on a very tight budget in order to pay bills and get groceries and feed my kids. And the divorce landed me in 5 figures of debt. I mean, it was, I just did not have the money. And I hear that objection a lot. So I'm going to be real about this, because when I really looked at it and I thought, okay, I don't have the money. What if I use that as a reason to work? If I'm saying to myself, what I was saying to myself and is I don't have the $160, and that was my price to start. It bought me one program. It paid for my coach fee and it paid for my Shakeology. 5 years ago, that's what I got, one program. Now you get like 1,400 workouts. But if I don't have that, that is a sign that something is wrong. Isn't that a sign that there needs to be a change? And I was in that position. I was using that as a crutch. So instead of saying, I don't have the money, I said, okay, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to save some money. I'm not going to buy that $5 coffee. I actually sold some stuff at a friend's garage sale, and I came up with the $160 and actually earned more than that back in my first month. My goal in my first month was to pay it, to earn my investment back. So not having the money, again, became a reason why I needed to do this. And thankfully, because it allowed me to stay in my home, which later on I ended up selling, like 5 years later, but that's a different story. It allowed me to pay for my kids' sports. It allowed me to travel. It has allowed me to pay off debt. In fact, I'm almost completely debt free. And the reason is because of this business. And again, you would earn what you put into it. Your earnings, I liked that idea. It's, for some people that's scary. I want a solid paycheck. And I had that with teaching. But for me, starting this business, I liked the idea that, okay, I'm going to earn what I put into it. It's legit going to match. So I liked that piece of it. Another objection I hear, and one I used, I don't have any experience. I had no clue what I was doing. I had no, I didn't have network marketing experience, no social media experience, technology. Like, I didn't have a laptop. I had zero experience. In fact, I was really close to canceling my Facebook account. And at that time, we did a lot of our groups on Facebook. That's the beauty. That's the beauty. Sarah talked about the resources that you get from the company, and you will have access, just like Sarah and I do, and Lori, to all the resources that the top coaches have. I'm going to be honest, 99% of us sign up having no idea what we're doing. The difference is we're willing to learn. So if you could come in with a growth mindset and just think, okay, I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to ask questions, and I'm going to get the help from Sarah or my team, then you're golden. If you can go in saying I'm going to be able to figure it out, which honestly has probably been the biggest benefit for my kids, because they have seen their mom start something new and she had no clue what she was doing, but they've been able to see me begin something, and they've heard me say, oh gosh, I don't know how to use this website, but I'm going to figure it out. I make it a point to say those things out loud so they can hear it, because when the time comes for them to jump in and want to pursue something and start something new, I want to know that they've had an example of that. And that's me. Who better to teach them? We're with them all the time. And when I think back, yes, they have a healthy mom now. They have a mom who has a healthy mindset, who, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have my days. Like, I battle anxiety, I battle some depression, but I'm able now to overcome. I'm able to cope with positive resources, healthy tools. But all of that, the bottom line is they know their mom's not a quitter. And that's what I want them to know. And that's been the beauty for them. And then finally, and I still get this, I still do this, even though I have to work on this every day. My fourth excuse was, I really don't have the confidence. I'm probably going to fail at this. I just had so much negative self-talk. I don't have a beach body. Who would follow me? I'm just not ready. I'm going to wait until I'm ready. Listen, if you are waiting to be ready, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Something will always come up. Look at COVID. Who predicted this? So the number one, the other excuse I had were those voices in my head that were speaking doubt to me. They were speaking fear to me. And quite honestly, they're all lies. They're all lies. And you're going to believe, have you ever heard who's the person that said, I think it was Jim Rohn, be the gatekeeper of your own mind because you're listening. So again, I used that. That's been a blessing too. This business has allowed me, those voices are still there, but it's allowed me to kick them in the back seat. They're no longer driving the car. They are in the back seat where they belong, and courage and positive self-talk are sitting in the driver's seat. So if you wait until you're ready, it's probably not going to happen. If you decide, you know what, I don't have the perfect body, I don't have the perfect mindset, but you're willing to put yourself out there, you're going to connect with people, and they're going to connect and be drawn to parts of your story because they're feeling the same way. You are not alone. You're not the only one that has doubts. You're not the only one that has fears. You're not the only one that thinks, oh, I can't do this. Or you're not the only one that looks in the mirror and maybe doesn't like the reflection looking back. You're not the only one that points out all of your flaws. Other women struggle with those things. And if they can see you overcoming those, they're going to do it too. So those were my most common excuses and objections on why those were stopping me from starting this business. And the second I flipped them and made those reasons why I needed to do this, my life truly changed. And I know it sounds cliche. I don't know any other way to say it. I hate to think where I would be today if I had not made the choice to say yes. I mean, this business is not effortless. It's simple, but it's not easy. And It's really for people who are willing to take ownership for their life. It's not a scam. I'm not here to tell you it's easy. It will be challenging at times, but it can also be simple because we have a system, we have tools in place, we have the community like Sarah talked about. And let's be honest, like it's never fun to push play and do workouts. Like it's never easy or it's not always easy to do a new program or start something new. It can be difficult. If you're patient and you're consistent and you work hard and you lean in and you lean into the support of our team, you will have success in one area or another. You're going to have success with your mindset, physically, emotionally. Your relationships will probably be improved. Mine have been improved. Financially, you can have success. So for me, it's just a win-win. I don't know if anyone else had other objections or doubts that are running through. Maybe you need to think about that. But if you do, I just encourage you to think about them and try to flip them. See if those doubts can become a reason to do this.
100%. I mean, just like you said, I when I say this, like this is something that I say probably once a week to Greg, is like, I don't know where or how my life would be different if I hadn't said yes to Wendy, who is my friend and upline coach. I honestly, our life would be 100% different. I'm not saying it would be worse by any means, but it has enhanced my life in so many ways that I can't even, like, sometimes I get like teary-eyed about it. I'm like, it's incredible how much it shifted my life. Not just like the financial piece, but just like all the other pieces of it. And lots of self-discovery, because there's a heavy focus on personal development, which is, guided me into that life coaching arena as well. But it's heavily encouraged to do that self-discovery and personal development, because it's huge. It's huge just for leading a fulfilling life.
I get teary-eyed too, because if you guys knew me 6 years ago, you would not have recognized me. And I'm not talking about weight. And I remember the day, I have 3 brothers and a sister, and my sister's 2 years older. And I remember one day we were sitting out at her cottage on the lake, and she looked at me and she was like, "Who are you? Like, I hardly recognize you. This is such an awesome transformation. This is who you used to be. This is who I remember when you were growing up and in your 20s." And there was just that internal change, and that shines outwardly. Mm-hmm. And she said, "You're like, to watch you in this and it took me a long time, you guys, and I still battle every day with little things. I have to really work on my mind, but 2 years into the business, she was like, "This is the best thing you could have done."
Yeah.
Because you are truly have found joy and happiness even when things aren't going well. You're able to, you're just different. Your mindset is different. And I just see your smiles back. I know I get teary-eyed thinking about that, because that was the day I was like, holy shit, she's right. Like, she's right. I feel like this is who I want to be. And I just want everyone to be able to feel that. Like, look, stand tall and say that I feel like who I want to be. And I'm making a difference in myself and in my kids and my family and other people. You're all making a difference in other people. But do you feel that?
Right. It's like when you finish a program and you feel that accomplishment, or you start getting the results that you've wanted to get or whatever. It's that same feeling when you overcome any personal struggles, or you reach a business goal. It's that feeling of accomplishment. That's where confidence is born, when you accomplish something difficult. And I'm not saying like having a business is super difficult. I don't think Beachbody is super difficult, but it's not easy. It's simple, meaning there's boom, boom, boom. There's a few things you need to do, and consistency is the key. But when you overcome something, that's when that confidence and that empowerment happens. Sorry, my sister is texting, so I'm turning off my volume. So I'm going to go into the less fluffy or, but a very important area that we need to talk about, because you guys have considered creating a Beachbody business, that I want to talk about the compensation, the money piece of it. It's important knowledge for you to have, because you need to be armed with knowledge if you decide to go this route. Okay, so I'm going to lay it out for you so you understand the basics of it. So if you're taking notes and you really are considering it, now would be the time to start really taking some notes. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going into super big detail. If you choose to become a coach, we'll give you all the specifics, but this will at least give you a really good idea of it. And, I mean, let's be real, whenever you're growing a business, you're in it to create an income for your family and whatever the purpose is. Or maybe you're just doing it to make a little extra cash to go, spend a little bit more freely, or maybe you want to get your products paid for. That's totally cool too. And I have lots of coaches that just do it for the discount. And that's totally cool too, because if you're buying products, why not get a discount? There's really no problem with doing that. I always encourage people to do it. They might as well. Basically what Beachbody does is it gives them the discount as opposed to giving me the commission. That's how it works. When someone becomes a coach and I say, hey, you want to become a coach? Some people get wary. I'm like, no, seriously, you're going to save money. I'll stop getting the commission, but I'm going to outline how it does benefit me in the long run, but it really benefits you the most. And I'm going to explain that in a few minutes. And so this, again, like I said, it's really important, because if you're going to build some sort of business, whatever it is, if it's just something small, if it's something large, like Sarah and I have been trying to build, you need to have this information. So the number one way that you can grow an income, obviously, is what you probably already know, commission. But I don't want to put a heavy emphasis on this, because I think when people go into or can think about network marketing, they think of selling. Like that sounds gross and yucky and all that kind of stuff. So, but it's true. You do make a commission. You make a 25% commission when someone purchases something. If they buy a challenge pack, or maybe they just even buy some workout gear or some bands, or maybe they decide to buy some Energize, you're going to get 25% commission, which is great. It's a little kickback for you for referring someone. It's awesome. When someone buys a challenge pack, there's flat commissions you get for that, which are nice. They're great. And you can get your products paid for pretty quick by selling a couple challenge packs. And that's already initiative enough to at least do a little bit in your business. Because some of you already have coaching businesses in here, just not active, and that's totally okay, but selling a couple will pay for your products, so why not get your Shakeology paid for? I'm just saying. And it's pretty simple to do that. Anyway, so that initial piece of income is the commission. And when you become a coach, that's the initial way you're gonna make money, is commission. And of course, you get discount on your products, which is great. When you become a coach, you automatically get a website and all the tools. If you're a discount coach right now, you do have it. I just haven't shared it with you because it's not something you were interested in at the time, or wasn't across your mind at the time, and I'm not going to force anything upon you. So, but just know you do have that. And if you're interested in even just like checking it out, I can give you all the tools to at least look through it, and as you make that decision. The next thing is if you are considering making like a passive income, that's like a residual income. This is how I'm going to share with you how. And Sarah and I both are making passive and active incomes, because we still are trying to grow our businesses, but we both do have residual income coming in every week. I could do absolutely nothing this week and still bring in some money because of the following reasons. I'm going to explain to you why. And really the key to it is bringing people in who have similar passions as you, people that want to maybe build a business, or maybe they just want to get their products paid for, or maybe they just want to get discount. Okay. So the first way to unlock the next compensation plan is bringing 2 coaches onto your team. And they don't have to be working coaches. They could be like when I first signed up and unlocked this next level, I enrolled my husband. He was one of my coaches, and my best friend from college. And so I became this next level, and that unlocked the next compensation plan. So basically what happens then is every time a coach under me, when I say under, we're a binary system, and anytime a coach or a customer under me buys something or they sell something, I earn what we call volume, which I'm not going to go super deep into, but basically earn money. So Sarah is in my downline, as is other people. And anytime she sells something or someone else sells something based on this formula that they have, I earn, it's not commission, but I earn a kickback from that. And depending on how big your business is under you, you can earn a lot of kickback. Believe me, you can earn a lot of kickback from that. So that's how you build that business. If you're interested in building a business, it's really bringing on more coaches. And ultimately, they end up being some of your best friends too, which is pretty cool because you're bringing on people that are similar to you. And so that's the cool piece. And that's when your income starts to grow. And you start building a team of people with similar mindsets. You really become close because you kind of have similar ideas. You're doing personal development together. You're growing together. We talk about different things and ideas and ways that we're all on our own fitness journeys and emotional journeys and all of those things together. So it's kind of a really cool process to do together. The other way to make money, and what I just spoke about before, is called team cycle bonus. And basically, again, like I said, there's different levels. The first level is 2 coaches, the next level is 8 coaches, and you start building this type of residual income based on what your coaches are doing and buying. Okay, and in addition to the commission that you might be, making on a monthly basis, because you'd likely be referring people every month, 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 people every month. The next way to make money is called a matching bonus. That's basically when a coach that you have brought on unlocks their next level of income producing activity, and you get a kickback from that as well, which is pretty cool. When you get that matching bonus, you're basically, Beachbody's like, awesome job, you brought on a coach that is bringing on coaches and we're going to give you a little bit, we're going to kick you back a little bit for doing that. So that's pretty cool. So those are really the main ways to earn income. There's also lots of big ways to earn money. They have quarterly bonuses. Beachbody gives you little kickbacks for different things. I'm not going to go into all of that because it's pretty detailed, but those are the main ways. My primary way of bringing income is my team cycle bonus based on my coaches. When I really focused on my life coaching career, which I still am doing, but I really took a step back from coaching fitness as much, and I still had a weekly income. I did nothing for like 12 months. And so that's really cool that I worked my tail off. When I say worked my tail off, I probably worked 1 to 2 hours a day, just to give you kind of a visual of what I did personally, and you can do whatever you want. Some people work 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, doesn't matter. I built up such enough of a network beneath me that I was able to really just take a break from it if I wanted to and bring in a residual income, which is pretty cool. So really, when we bring on a new coach, the goal is to help them just start with getting customers. We want to help them get some people to help them reach their goals, point them in a direction of maybe a program. Many times it's the newest program that's come out because everyone usually gets excited about something new. And utilizing maybe one of our nutrition plans, the Portion Fix, Ultimate Portion Fix is my baby, my favorite one, but there is 2B Mindset, which is a totally different way, but coupling those two together, the fitness and the nutrition, and helping someone reach whatever goal that they have for themselves is really the first step, is helping getting a few people, get a little kickback, get your Shakeology or your performance line or whatever you're doing, get that paid for would be your first goal, and to help some people reach their goals. And then when they get the results and they start showing coach-like behaviors, basically people who are really excited, then you'd be like, hey, listen, would you ever consider doing this? And then you would bring on a coach onto your team. And that's really as simple as it is, guys. It's super simple program and a super simple process. The income potential is really, the sky's the limit. I mean, people are making millions of dollars doing this. I am not one of those people, by the way, but Sarah and I are doing doing fairly well with this. And but the sky's the limit based on what you want to put in. If you're like, hey, I'd like to just check it out, cool. If you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do, boom, go for it. There are a lot of teachers in this business because it's a great summer thing to do. It's a really good supplemental income to bring in. It's great to do when, you know, just as a different thing on the side, a little side business to do to bring a little income. Hey, if you want to like go buy yourself some new clothes, some new fitness clothes, this is a great way to do it. Get a little income that's just for you. Pretty cool. Or if you want to make it a full-time second or third income in your home, cool. The amount of time I put into it compared to my school social work business is minimal, but the payout can be great if you're laser focused on exactly what you should be doing, which we would teach you all of that. So I'm just going to kind of lay out what it could look like for you, and then we'll get into allowing you to ask questions if you like, oh my gosh, it's already 8:50. I'm so sorry. Okay, so let's say you became a coach and you said, hey, I want to give this a try. You sell. When I say sell, you know what I mean. You refer 3 people that wanted to start a program, but I'm just going to say sell because it's easier to say. You sell 3 challenge packs. Cool. Someone buys Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology or the Performance line. And so 3 people buy it. You get commission for that. It pays for your own Shakeology. Boom. Awesome. Month 2, they continue drinking Shakeology. Awesome. You're going to automatically get commission from that second month without doing anything. Most times people drink or continue drinking the Shakeology the second, third, fourth, fifth month. And then let's say you sell 3 more challenge packs. Cool. That's kind of doubling what you did the first month, but doing the same amount of activity. Okay. These people are starting to get results. You ask a couple people to come on your team. You unlock the next compensation plan. Now you've got this team cycle bonus where you're bringing a kickback from that. And maybe you've got some real motivated people, you're getting a matching bonus as well. So within 3 months, all of a sudden you're bringing in a sizable paycheck, which we get paid weekly. That really is pretty cool. You know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of like a side bonus. If you're in it for the fitness and the emotional aspect, the money is just a side bonus for you, but it's a pretty cool side bonus. And especially if you're trying to build a business. So I'm sorry that took a little bit longer than I was planning on, but that I wanted to make sure I covered it for you if you really want to make an informed decision about building a business. All right, I'm gonna let you go to Sarah. I think you're up next. And we're gonna start, no, I'm up next. And I'm now going to open it to questions. If you guys have any questions, now would be the time. You can type it in the comments. You can also ask us later or ask me later. You can email me, Facebook Messenger me, text me, whatever. That would be fine too. But really, you know, I think you guys have gotten the picture that Sarah and I are not just in it to make a quick buck, because it's not about that. It's about the whole experience of transforming our lives, because that's exactly what it did. It transformed my life. It brought me back to Michigan where I wanted to be. We have 4 healthy children who are very active in sports. Well, hopefully soon once this quarantine's over. And we are, you know, doing well. Emotionally, you know, of course, like Sarah said, we go into, you know, we all have our times, but overall we have the tools that we need to be the best selves that we can be for our kids. And Sarah said it well when she said, the kids are seeing her persevere and seeing her overcome things. And that's, my kids see that too. They see me, they know, they expect that I get up and I work out. And now one of my sons joins me. And sometimes Ava joins me. It's really cool because now they have their own personal goals. Ava, earlier tonight when I was writing down notes for tonight's call, she was sitting next to me writing out her workout she wants to do next. And she's been creating her own workouts. And I think it's pretty cool that she's got her own little fitness goals that have to do with her volleyball. She's really into volleyball. You know what I mean? So it's about them seeing, like, how can I push myself and what can I do to feel really good about myself? And I love that. About this is kind of teaching each other, you know, teaching our families through our own behaviors. Do you have any last minute thoughts, Sarah?
Oh my gosh, as you were talking, I'm like, yes, oh, this, I forgot this. Oh, I was thinking, like, even the positive body image that is created, and and really the seeing yourself through a different lens, looking at yourself and seeing yourself how other people view you. Like I look at each of you, I'm like, God, they're beautiful. I look at our challengers, I'm like, they're strong, and they don't see that or necessarily feel that. So developing that, I think for Brody too, because boys have pressure with body image, but my girls are teenagers now, and I think that positive body image has been key. I mean, I don't know that I have anything else to add other than the self-awareness comes to mind. Sarah and I were talking about before the call, some tools we're using to become more self-aware about our personalities and why we do the things we do. And I love the aspect of learning and growing and becoming self-aware. I think we could live a lifetime and never fully know ourselves. And I like that piece of the business too. I wasn't expecting that. So I just want to thank you for spending the night with us or the hour with us. I know your time is precious. And when I started the business, before I started, I was just like surviving. I was trying to get through the day, and I kind of felt like I was just existing. And you deserve to not only exist and survive, but you deserve to shine. You deserve to show up and thrive. And we get one life. And I just think, why would you not? Why would you not want that? Why would you not want to do that for yourself and then have it be a ripple effect to others? So personally, I think everyone who's using the programs and products should be a coach because of the discount. You should just be a coach 100%. Becoming a coach is something different. That's where you've made the decision to dive in a little deeper and, okay, I'm going to help some other people now. I'm in a spot where I want to help others. So you can be a coach. That's awesome. I love my coaches who are coaches for that discount. You can become one too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Sense that comparison, but
I like that.
That's all I have for you. I'm so glad you guys were here.
Yeah, thank you, ladies, for coming on. Like I said, I'm here. Sarah's here. If you have any questions or concerns or thoughts, and again, this is a no pressure kind of informational call. Thanks for spending. We weren't planning on going a full hour, so I'm so sorry. Sometimes I get chatty. Yeah, we'll be in touch if you need anything, and then I'll follow up if you guys have any questions. All right, ladies. I am going to stop the recording, and you guys have a great night, and we'll be in touch soon.
Can I ask you guys a really quick question?
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
Yep.
First of all, thank you. Thank you both. This was really helpful. Really helpful. I guess my question is there a place we can go? Because I feel like at this point, like I've been like a coach, but I've never done anything with it. I've just always been kind of doing my own thing, or just like what I would normally do. And because I kind of started under, like you said, you had your husband become a coach, and like that's kind of what Kevin did to me, just to like put me out there, instead of just, because I just like to work out by myself before. And so it was like his way of like kind of pushing me out there. So I never know what to say to people if they're like, hey, what do you do? Or I'm like, oh, you should ask him about it. Or you should talk to my neighbor because she's, like, is there like a place, or is it just like hanging with you guys one day, or like Zooming with you? Or is there like an actual blog to go to? Is there, like, how do you know what you need to know to tell people? Does that make sense? Like, and to help people, because I never feel like I don't ever feel confident enough, like that I know enough about Beachbody, other than like Googling questions about it online, because there's like, frequently asked questions about it, and like the story of Beachbody and how it started and how it works. But like the real things that you need to share with people that are important, I don't ever feel like I know enough about. Does that make sense?
It does. And we do have a training system, which our upline and us kind of created together, where it's a self-paced sort of based on what your goals are, to train you, to at least give you the basic information to be able to have informed things to say. We're not going to give you like a script or anything like that, because that's not really going to help you create a connection with people. But we certainly do kind of give each other ideas and like, how should I respond to this? Give me some ideas, things like that. We certainly help with, but always, always, always lead with your gut and just being who you are. You could be like, sometimes I don't know the answer. I'll be like, I'm not really sure. Let me check on that. I'll get back to you, those kind of things. But, if you made the decision to move forward, we have lots of tools that we would help you grow that confidence as part of it, growing the confidence to understand. Really, it's about understanding what you need to know, and then you'll know what to say. You know what I mean?
Right.
But always, I mean, even now to this day, 6.5 years later, I keep forgetting how long it's been. I still have times where I'm like, I'm not sure. Let me get back to you. I'm not really sure about this, because the business is constantly growing. The CEO of the company is crazy, like crazy in a good way. He's always got these innovative, crazy ideas. We're going to do this and we're going to do this. And, so he's always got something. So we're always learning like new things, not in a stressful way, but in a really fun way. So we're always learning. And so we lean on each other a lot, to be honest with you. Like I'll text Sarah or she'll text me, or we have another girl, Christy, on our team, Juanita. We have a bunch of us that were like, okay, so how should we handle this and this? And we also have a team page where we put stuff in there. So there's a lot of different venues. So I don't want that to hold you back. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Sarah.
Well, Lori, I was just going to say, like we do in your coach online office that you have, there's a boatload of training. What you do in the first 30 days, to help you learn the business and programs and products. On our team page, Ignite Your Soul, in the welcome, there's a module training you can go through.
Oh, there is. Okay.
There is. But I think above all of that, you just have to want to help people. Like you might not know Beachbody to a T and all the ins and outs. I don't either, but people. You want to help people, and not just a quick fix. You want to help people make a lasting change because of what it's done for your life. So I lead, like what Sarah said, lead with my gut and my heart. And I just try to ask them questions. What are you looking for? I will share with you what I do. Here's what I do. I keep it simple. I do an online fitness program that tells me what to do every day. I drink a daily shake with nutrition, and I focus on something. I focus on my portions, and I read and listen to something. But what do you need? What are your goals? Are you looking to lose weight? Are you looking to gain confidence? Do you need energy? I always try to ask them those questions, because not everybody needs this. Not everybody needs an at-home fitness program. Not everyone needs to run a business or wants to do that. So when I get a no, I keep that in mind. They just didn't need this yet. It's not ready for their life yet. But I think asking them questions and connecting with them is what your gift is. Like you have this knack for getting people to open up just by sharing pieces of you. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. And so I would just lead with that, like have some genuine conversations. And you can share with them what you do, but find out what they need and what they're after. Like I've had women tell me, I'm depressed. I'm depressed. I'm not moving. I don't like my weight. I don't like how I look. And okay, you need some personal development. You need an uplifting community. We can tackle the weight, but the truth is it doesn't matter how much weight you lose. It doesn't matter if you change your clothes or your hair or the house you live in. None of that changes unless you change inside. So I think just asking them those questions will guide your conversation. There is no perfect script. But if you just continue to stay genuine, you're going to find the people that truly can benefit from Beachbody and what we have to offer. And they want you. They're going to want you.
Thank you both.
They could go online and Google whatever they want. They could sign up on Beachbody on their own. They want you.
Yeah, thank you. That was awesome. I appreciate it.
I want you.
You both are
I crave you. In your words.
Thank you. I feel the same way about you guys. Thank you. That was awesome.
That was a good question.
Yeah, bottom line is if you decide to move forward, we're going to be there right with you. We're not going to be like, all right, cool, good job. All right, we're moving on. No, we don't work that way. We're like, you're on our team. Come with us. We're here. What do you want to do? What's your goal? What are we going to focus on? We're going to, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to handhold you a little bit, whatever you need. You know what I mean? That's how our team operates. So don't ever worry about that kind of stuff because we'll be right there for you.
Yeah, and like Sarah said, I'll message in a chat and say, oh, this woman said this. How would you guys respond to this? I'm stumbling with my words. I'm not sure what to say. And they will fire back thoughts. And
yeah,
I get too wordy a lot of times and they keep it simple for me. I'm like, oh, so we do. I mean, we just help each other out.
Yeah, that's how we operate.
So I'm officially asking for you guys to take me on then because I really want to do this with you guys. I just need to get started.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you.
For sure. Let's do it.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a good team to be a part of. Awesome women. We're a cool bunch. And it's just the two. There's a lot more of us. Just Sarah and I were the only ones available tonight. So
I just feel like you guys make me happy. When I get up in the morning and I like get to your, I go to your page, like you just like, you bring me up, you make me happy. And I feel like that is the way you should start your day. That is like the perfect way to start your day. So thank you. I would like to be a part of that.
awesome.
Well, Lori, you and I will schedule a one-on-one.
Also, okay, let's do it.
Got the signups done, the tool. We'll just chat and we'll schedule
That'd
some
be amazing. Thank you. I'm excited so much. That'd be awesome. Thank you.
I'm excited too. You and Kevin you could be a power couple.
Seriously.
Oh, thanks.
We were talking about you before the call. We're like, they really need to run with this.
He went to bed. He has to work early, so he goes to bed early through all of this.
Oh boy. Yeah.
He's out there hustling every day.
You're an essential worker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he knows a lot more about the business than I do. And so, like I said, I just originally was like, yeah, I'll just go because I like to work out. So I'll just work out with you. But now I'm just like, I'm to the point where I feel like I can do this by, not by myself, but like with him, but like, I can do this too. I just need more skills. Like, I feel like I need to know a little bit more of things before I can. I don't know. I need more confidence in that area.
Well, and that's a lot of couples you see who work the business together fall into these roles. And I'm not saying you need to fall into roles, but they have each other to bounce ideas off of.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm signing a new coach. Can you check out the downline and see where I should place them? Because one became a master in the compensation plan. And so they decided to take on different aspects of the business and really learn those pieces and then work together, which is truly what a business is.
And I feel like right now he's more the business. He sits down at the computer and does all this. He knows what we order and like who's under him and things like that, where I'm just like, hey, it's time to work out. We need to, I'm more of the workout person. He's more of the business. And I'd like to do, you know what I mean? Like, I want to have more say in that too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just be the workout Nazi.
The business part is really fun. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
It's fun, like learning the ins and outs of it, because it's just, I don't know, it's just all in that niche of like health and wellness, and it's really cool. So I will put that plug in.
Awesome.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. I'll follow up with you, Teresa, Nicole, see how you guys are doing in the next day or so, and let me know if you have any questions, and then we'll go from there.
Cool.
It's official evening over there, Sarah.
What?
It looks like it's like officially night outside.
It is. I just tried to put my light on out here. I'm not running in to turn lights on or anything, but yep, it's getting dark. I can hear the frogs and the crickets.
All All right, girls. Thank you so much for hopping on, and we'll talk to you soon then.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.